Today we start one of the concept, and that is the ecosystem concept. Ecosystem concept, this one is basically what we have to see the chemistry, and that is the environmental concern. So we have to see that is the first of all, we have to see what we mean by the environmental studies, environmental science, environmental studies, and that can be correlated the chemicals, because we see different chemicals are involved in the environment. Environment definition itself is all around us. That is the environment. But on the basis of fundamentally, environment is all are concerned with the chemicals, the compounds, the materials. So all around us, whatever I am discussing with you, and that is because of the video and audio. So audio and video, there is something chemicals are involved. So environmental studies itself, or the science that all around us, is called the environment. So what is the environment? And what are the components? What parts are there? I am transmitting my communication to all of you. That is because of the environment. So that is one of the component concerned with how video and audio is transmitted from one place to another, and that is in the air, that is in the whole spectrum, networking from one place to another place. The different networking is there. We have to see the mobile communication, and with the help of mobile, you got my video, and you you feels that particular my photo, you feels my sound, you feels. So this is also the part of the environment, because the simple definition of environment is uh, what are those components? Different components. This is different component. The social component, the whatever the atmospheric component, whatever the earth structure, earth component, and then we have psychologically, ecologically, sociologically, different networks. But not here. All of these are not here. We have also surrounding the life. Not we are not stand for the life, but other are having the life. Various plants. Plants have also the life. Their life unit of the plant cells. In case of the animal cells are the unit of the life. So biological, the plants and animals are around us also. Different microorganisms, different bacteria, different plants, different animals, different food product, food plants. Number of food plants are there, the fruits, the dry fruits. So what chemicals are there? Which chemical is responsible to give that particular dry fruit is useful to us? We see apple. Why apple is useful? Why certain herbs are useful for to treat the disease? So that is the part. Herbs are the plants. So herbs, plants, then various food items. We get different cereals. Number of cereals we are using. pulses. Different types of varieties of pulses we are using. Different vegetables we are using. So vegetable having something chemical ingredients that is responsible for it. Which vegetable is and having the high value of the nutrition value. So which have the more vitamins, which have the more the enzymatic concern, which have the more nitrogen, more proteins, more carbohydrate. So this one, carbohydrate, protein, fats. We are eating the food, animal foods we are also using. That depends what was the availability. For example, in case of the Mumbai and the Chennai and the Calcutta, those are situated in coastal area. But over other internationally, we can see the coastal area, coastal adjacent countries. For example, England, for example, other coastal areas situated countries, the USA, the large coastal area, the Japan, to where animal foods, seafood, the main is the seafood is available. So why those that is the availability, that is the environment. Seafood available in the coastal cities, in the coastal countries. For example, we have the southeastern countries, the southeastern Asian countries, various islands are there. So definitely in those islands, animal foods will be there. And one more, seafoods are there. But interior, no seafoods. In India, if interior, there is only the crops, the cereals, the various pulses, and then we have to go to the mountain area. The mountain area, you can see the dry fruits are there, very big plants are there, sal, devdar, bamboos, very big plants are there. In the plain area, the grasses, different type of grasses are available. So in Rajasthan, the desert area, so different desert adaptation of the plants, desert adaptation of animal, the camel, the animal. So that is also the part of the environment. So we can say the environment on four spheres. One, atmosphere, all around the earth. What is the earth we have, and then the area of the atmosphere. What chemicals are present in atmosphere? Definitely, the most important is the oxygen. Oxygen is available in the air. Recent the pandemic situation, oxygen is important because of the coronavirus case. So many people are affected with the pandemic coronavirus. The major constituent from the atmosphere, oxygen. Required. Oxygen that is useful for human being. Why oxygen is required? Where is this? In the environment. Oxygen is present in air. However, the when we have to see the composition of air, so around 20% oxygen is there, 79% inert gas, that is the nitrogen. So here, atmosphere, the first part, first sphere of environment, that is the atmosphere. So chemistry is there. Oxygen, the chemistry, oxygen we are using. Why we are using for the oxygen? So the chemistry of oxygen is important. Why? All of you well know. Oxyhemoglobin, the fresh food, fresh blood, oxygen. Because of that oxygen from the air. So there is the chemistry in the environment, in the atmosphere. So the first part is the second one, litho, the geochemistry, the geology, the geography, geography, geology, geochemistry. So lithosphere contains the chemistry, the different elements. All of you know about the periodic table of different elements. So all elements of the periodic table are present on the earth. So earth part, litho is earth. So that sphere is the lithosphere. Number of minerals. If we say the uranium mineral, if we say the other minerals, rutile, the tungsten containing, whatever there may be the rare earth oxides, rare earth containing calcium carbonate, limestone, calcium sulfate. Those are available. Even very rich sand, silicon oxide. So silicon and oxygen. Silicon oxide, the sand, very useful for us because the sand gives us the chip manufacture, which are the memory material. So silicon chips are manufactured by silicon oxide. So silicon oxide is the part of the lithosphere. Lithosphere, various other elements, compounds are present from the litho. Very clay, sand. Sand is the silicon oxide. And we have to discuss about the clay. Clay is the silicon oxide. So second part is the lithosphere. The third one, water, hydrosphere. Big challenge for us to get the pure water, potable water, that is accessible to us. So third, hydrosphere. Fourth, the life. Life, which one? The plant life, the animal life, so various plants in the life, and they grow. The question, how the plant food prepare their food with the chemistry, with the chemicals, the carbon dioxide, the water, the minerals in the sun rays, the photosynthesis process. Therefore, the plants and animals are the biosphere. So, first one, atmosphere, then the second, lithosphere, and then third one is the, which one? Lithosphere, atmosphere, third one is the water sphere, seas, oceans, rivers, various seas. And those particular sea, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, sea and oceans, Antarctic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, various seas. Here in India, the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, is near to the Arab countries. So Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, various other seas. That is the part of the water. And number of rivers, Amazon, Ganga, Yamuna, number of rivers are there. What are those particular rivers? Amazon River, biggest. We have the Ganga, Yamuna, the hydrosphere. So that is the hydrosphere. And fourth one, that is the life. What is the Unit of life is which one? Cell. Animal cell and plant cell. Here, organism. Microorganism, macro. Biggest whale. That recently this was invented that few whales, one whale was observed and age was around 500 years. So big animals are also there and very small unicellular microorganism. Unicellular microorganism, the bacteria, the viruses, various spores causes the disease. That is, the various viruses, microorganisms, various bacteria responsible for damage the health of the human being, causes the disease, bacterial disease, viral disease, number of disease. So those are the biosphere. So biosphere, the plant, animal, plant kingdom, whole plant, animal kingdom. Then in case of the plant, various examples. The tree, bigger tree, shrubs, then very small. Those are the herbs. Herbs are useful in the Ayurveda system, and herbs can be extracted, and that those can be used very useful ones. Herbal. So part of the plant. Dry fruits, nutrient value added fruits, nutrient value added cereals, the pulses, various vegetables. So these are the part of the biosphere. And then we have to towards the animal, various protozoa, amoeba. Amoeba causes the amoebiasis. So we can say that the chemistry behind the environmental science is very important because we have the specific protein is required for the healthy people. Which specific protein is required and what will be which specific energy given food is there. Carbohydrate, the glucose, the fructose, various sucrose, carbohydrate. Quick energy is given by that. That is because of the chemicals. Because of the chemicals, the glucose, the chemical, sucrose, chemical, and those, when we take those and they gives the quick energy. So energy is produced because of the chemical. And that chemical, that from the plants, carbohydrate, we get our muscles because of the protein. So there is also the chemistry involved. Now we have ecosystem. What do you mean by the ecosystem? Eco is there, all around. Eco is there. And formation of system. Here I can put one thing, and that is the abiotic and biotic. Abiotic component, conditioner, inorganic compound, organic compound, the soil, the air, the sand, various stones, our buildings, abiotic. The road, whatever, the water, abiotic. Temperature of the earth. Recently, in Canada, that was the hot country, cold country, but also pick up the hot, the temperature, 50 degrees centigrade recently observed in the Canada. Canada is the place where it is cold place, but the temperature is also the abiotic as well as the atmospheric pressure. So pressure, temperature, and radiation. How we you got the my sound because of the electromagnetic radiation. So radiation is also abiotic. So abiotic components, number of them. Whatever we are using the house, we are using the table, we are using the watches, we are using the plastics, metals, alloys. How can we get the petroleum products? We get the certain plastics. So all around, whatever the abiotic component, biotic is the plant where life is sustained. However, we can't say that what is the meaning of the life, how life occurs, how life is there, and what we, the lifeless, both things are there. So, what is the life? What is the, however, the life unit is the same, but what is the, so many answers are there. In case of the environment, atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Now the ecosystem. Ecosystem itself is a system formation. System is formed. What we have to see any of the system. For example, we are living here, we have the system, and we get happy, and we get the sustainability. So what things we require? Which one is the most vital material we need? Which material are required for the growth of the plant, for the growth of animal, for sustainability of animal? Number of animals, their sustainability, how they live, how simple plant grow. The plant grow because of the chemicals used, because of the material, the carbon dioxide, water, and mineral. So this one is required for the growth of the plant because carbon dioxide is present all around us and that is utilized by the plant and water. They form the carbohydrate, they form the starch. So that is the sustainability of that particular plant. Even the same thing is all around different animals, the same thing. They need something for their work. So what we have, the energy is required. So the formation of a system, and here the system is formed because of the interaction of abiotic component and biotic. Their sustainability. I have discussed the plant. So plant sustainability depends on the abiotic component as well as the biotic component. So that formation, so for example, if in a forest area, so forest contains the abiotic component as well as the biotic, by which the forest is there. So ecosystem itself is the interaction of or whatever we can say livings and non-living. Because biotic, that is the living, abiotic, that is the non-living. So interaction of living, non-living, and form a sustainable opportunity. That system itself is called ecosystem. So what we have? We have the university campus. So definitely in the university campus, both are there. Abiotic component, we need the water, we need the air. And biotic component, we live together, the campus and others. We have the plants. The plants gives us the oxygen. So our survival depends on the oxygen. So in a campus, in a university campus, in a colony, in a city, in a village, in a state, in a country, the ecosystem is there. So in a colony, ecosystem is there. So why? Because we need the air, we need the oxygen, we surround us, our social network, we need ourselves, so we are the animals, as well as the other bios, we need the plants. For example, which non-vegetarian, those needs the animals. So the formation of system and so here the ecosystem further may be one thing natural. Natural already occurs. In a forest, no one is there, and nature controls the forest. In a ocean, in a sea, the nature controls. So natural ecosystem, marine ecosystem, part of the sea and oceans. So marine ecosystem, we have aquatic, aquatic ecosystem. Whatever that will be later. So here, artificial and man-made. Another, the natural. Different mountains. So mountain area, all is the ecosystem. Various plants and animals are there. So the structure of ecosystem. That particular structure of ecosystem, and here whatever I have discussed, all those four parts, the environment, then repeat again, then check those particular environment having the five components. Initially, the four: biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. Eco, the environment, interaction. This is the ecosystem. So what we have, I have earlier discussed about that ecosystem is of two types: artificial and natural. Artificial, why artificial? If suppose the population of human being is increased, population explosion occurs because of the population is increased. So now human population increase, but from the environment, human needs are completed. How human needs are completed? Because human needs the food. So how, if a number of peoples are increased, if the population of human beings is increased, so what happened? The human cut down the available forest. Why? Because human needs the food, and for the purpose of food, various agriculture land is required. So for that purpose, they cut down the forest. So whatever the farm, whatever the agricultural land, that is made by the man. So that is the artificial. Artificial by man. For example, if we have the fish aquarium, in case of the fish aquarium, where whole aquarium is there, so that particular fish aquarium is made by human, artificial. If we have the park, national parks, various parks are available, various conservative, various protected parks are, so area. is covered and area is made by the human being, artificial. But in nature, nature automatically controls those. Now, based on there, water and earth. I have discussed earlier the environment, atmosphere, okay, and lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. So here, because interaction of bio as a living with non-living, and non-living is itself so many. So they form oxygen, carbon dioxide, water, non-living part, the radiation, the sun radiation, the electromagnetic spectrum, the soil, the clay, various minerals, various. So those are available, and our houses, our bigger buildings, the road, all those infrastructure related with the aquatic. So base we have the ecosystem is based on first one related to water, and that is the aquatic ecosystem. Various ponds, different ponds available, lakes. These lakes are there, and uh, voila, wells. Well, inside the well we have that is also some frogs and some aquatic animals lives in the well. River, alligator, crocodiles, bigger fishes. Number of aquatic animals are present in a river. Then the sea, ocean, bigger shark fish, fishes, bigger fish. Even if we have to see, we can say intercontinent movement of the shark. This was observed that Africa continent and Australia. In between the Africa and Australia continent, much more distance. Australia southern type, and this also the South Africa. Okay, so shark fish can move within their respective period, and this was observed that shark fishes move from South Africa bigger way. So that is the movement, that is the aquatic animal, the shark. And I have earlier discussed about the whale, so life of the whale. More, this was observed, and that was observed by the satellite. So one whale was observed, and that was around 500 years old. So aquatic system. The estuary also, and Sundarban in India, that is the Bengal side. So estuary, mangroves, something. So that is then we have the terrestrial desert ecosystem. So here the forest, the grassland, desert ecosystem. So in case of the desert, there are certain animals, desert. So those are adaptations. For example, in a camel, so camel can store big amount of water in the stomach. It can remain are many number of days without water. So that is the adaptation. Whereas in case of the plants, various plants are also adapted, and those are the desert. So the different bryophytes, different pteridophytes, whatever the cactus. So cactus that is adaptable and that is present in the desert area. And various grasslands, various grasses are there. So that is the grass. Even there may be the mountain, Himalayan mountain. So that particular area also the ecosystem. So various types of ecosystems are there. Then one more thing is there, and that is related. I have earlier discussed any of the life, any of the plant, any of the animal. For their survival, they need something. They need food. Human needs food for growth, for their sustainability, for energy to do the work. I am speaking, so energy is required. So I get the energy by food. Here, protein, carbohydrate, fats are there. So how I get these particular nutrient chemicals? How we get the specific protein which needs us, specific carbohydrate which needs us, specific fats which needs us. So ecosystem itself, the producers. One more thing is there. Producers. What are the producers? They produce the food initial level. That is the plants. So plants are the producers and a big industry. That is the plants. Why biggest industry? Because the plants utilize solar energy, sun rays, carbon dioxide, which is not used, which is useless for us, because by the respiration we exhale and we need the oxygen. So what happened? The producers are the plants where production food is there. So what type of food, what type of production will be there? How food is manufactured? The simple carbon dioxide around us and water, carbon dioxide, water, minerals, the soil, various nutrients. So carbon dioxide, water and various minerals which are available the roots of the plant. So in agriculture, plants are grown where different water is essential, then minerals are essential, and the carbon. So carbon dioxide and water form the starch, that is the food. So producers are the plants where the machine is there, very complicated machine is inside the plant cell. That is, all of you know about the unit of life, and that is the plant. In case of the plant, that is the plant cell. So when we see the structure of the plant cell, chloroplast are there. So chloroplast form starch, production of the food. So what happened? The plants photosynthesis, the solar energy is converted into the chemical energy that is in the food. So first of all, the leaves are formed. Then after leaves, flower are there. After flower, we get the fruit. So we get the wheat, we get the barley, we get the rice. So that is in the form of the fruit. Whatever, there may be the mango, there may be the potato, number of the fruits. So This is the answer. So producers, but these producers are consumed. We consume. We need the cereals, we need the pulses, we need the fruit, we need the green vegetable, green vegetables, the plants where the photosynthesis, so those are the producers. Now, what about the consumers? The name, whatever consumers means the consume. Okay, consume. If suppose your mobile is there, so from the mobile you consume the mobile data, consume the water because you are thirsty. So you need immediately the water. So water is consumed by yourself because of so many things, so many activities in human being. So all of you have the water. The water is consumed. Similarly, the producers, the plants are consumed. And consume, who will consume? Animals. We consume the plants. Plants parts, whatever whole plant is not there, but we consume the leaf vegetable, the fruits, the flowers. Okay, so primary consumer, one thing. So primary consumers, the herbivores. Herbivores means depends on the herbs. It depends on the plants. So plants are consumed by certain animals. We are herbivores as well as omnivores also. Omnivores, herbivores, one thing is the carnivores. Omnivores, why? Because we are vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Certain people choose only the vegetarian, only the plants, and certain people, human being, consumes the meat, whatever some meat, some the part of the animal, the fishes, the bigger fish. Number of fishes are available, and those are used for the food. So now, consumers, the primary consumer. For example, if rabbit, so rabbit can use the carrot, and rabbit is the primary consumer. But rabbit is further used by another animal. So that will be the secondary consumer. And secondary, that those animals are further used by certain animals. And certain animals are further used by certain animals. So primary stage, primary consumer. Secondary consumers, those consumes the primary. Then tertiary consumers consume the tertiary. Okay, whatever the rabbit or deer consumes the plants and deer, then further some cat family member, then further the lion. So whatever. These are the stages, the consumers, primary, secondary, and tertiary, whatever there will be the quaternary stage. The fourth stage are also there. So that is whatever this one is the ecosystem structure. Last one, but not least, this is the most important, and this one is the decomposers. So overall, all animals and all plants undergo the process of the destruction. They destroy. No more life is there. So what happened? If animal died, if for example fish dies, for example if dog dies, so what happened? So they are consumed. After death, the decomposers are play important role. And decomposers decompose the whatever the material. Well known number of animals, number of microorganisms. including the ant. So ant is also responsible for the decomposer or the whatever there may be the microorganism. So we can say this, this one we can say here decomposer. Decomposers are essential because if decomposers are not there, then how the dead animal, dead plants comes into the cycle of the environment, carbon cycle, various cycles are there. Nitrogen cycle, important carbon that relates with that is present in protein, carbohydrate, fat. The nitrogen cycle that is in the mostly in the proteins. So all deads, either plants or animals, and though undergo the process decomposition, by which the complex chemicals are converted into the simpler chemicals. So all those are complex compounds are break down with the help of the decomposer. So overall structure of ecosystem is one, the producer, consumer, and last one is the decomposer. So we have to see this all these things, and then we have the types of ecosystem whatever I have earlier discussed, the natural and artificial, man-made, and structural aspect of the the biotic component and abiotic component. And these are the some of the functions: productivity, decomposition, energy flow, nutrient cycle. So certain the functions controls the functions of ecosystem, the product agriculture produce various cereals, various pulses, various vegetables, various fruits, number of variety of fruits available, productivity because of the ecosystem, because of the productivity of seafood, different types of fishes available in the sea, then the decomposition, because all must decompose. Whatever the life of human being, if say the 100 years, life of tortoise, 175 years, life of a dog, 12 years. So after that particular specific age, the question is the decomposition. So decomposition, this is also the function of the ecosystem because various microorganisms, various animals, though decompose the part of that. So this one and the energy is most important because we need energy. How we get the energy? The question is there. We require the food every day. We need the food every day. We need the water every day. We need the air. So all these in this particular case, the sun rays is converted into the chemical energy and that are present in the food, the carbohydrate, quick energy solutions, glucose, quick energy. And because of that energy, the work. So that is what we have to all about this. These are the some of the examples, then the food web and all of that. Then we have some questions. The well-known, we have already discussed all of these. So this is all about today's video lecture. All of heard have the patience. And that patient is more and more accept, acceptable to me. By this video lecture, you get the most information related with human sustainability. So that's all. Okay, all the best. All are welcome to ask me the question. Myself, Dr. R.C. Chipa, and the mobile number 982841065. Okay, all the best.